Hey everybody, welcome back to another live stream. Before we get into the show, which will begin in a moment, I wanted to let you know that if you have any questions throughout the stream, remember you can always ask them on our website. We have a live chat support ready and able to help you. My team there is available if you have any questions about any of our products, services, or just have a question for fun. Check it out. Link will be down below in the description.
The stream will be starting shortly, but while you wait, you can check out our sponsors 8cap, Forex Tester, and Superfunded. You can find the links to them down in the description below.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another live stream. Before we get into the show, which will begin in a moment, I wanted to let you know that if you have any questions throughout the stream, remember you can always ask them on our website. We have a live chat support ready and able to help you. My team there is available if you have any questions about any of our products, services, or just have a question for fun. Check it out. Link will be down below in the description.
Coming to you live from our studio in Atlanta, Georgia, this is the A1 Trading Daily Show. Whether markets are rising or falling, we're here to keep you up to date with the latest market news. Join us as we trade currencies, commodities, and indices live, Monday through Friday.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to another live stream. Thank you so much for joining us here again today. Really excited to have everybody back for another awesome live stream. It's Monday, April 10th, and before we jump into the markets with Nick, let's check out how some of our assets are trending here in the Edge Finder today. So we're taking a look at the market heat map, getting updated every 15 minutes. It was updated just a couple minutes ago. So we're getting a pretty accurate picture of how all of these assets are trending so far throughout the market today. And up here on the bottom, or excuse me, the top left, this is our biggest mover to the upside so far today, and it's USDZAR up 1.15%, followed by USDJPY up 0.9%. So we've got some big movers to the upside so far today. CAD JPY, USD CHF, Euro NZD, and GBP NZD. Good little mix of currency crosses up there towards the top, and down here towards the bottom, gold. Gold is selling off hard today, down 1.09%. So if you are a gold bear, short on gold at the moment, this is a positive sign for you to start the day. NZDUSD, AUDUSD, NZDCAD, GBP USD, and Euro USD. Lots of US dollar crosses selling off down here towards the bottom today. But really quickly, I want to thank our three sponsors, 8cap, Forex Tester, and Superfunded, for sponsoring today's live stream. Thank you so much to those three amazing sponsors. You can find out more about them in the links down in the description below. And I want to remind you guys really quickly, I'm going to put Chandler on the spot here really quick. Not this weekend, but next weekend is our first in-person seminar that we are super excited to be a part of. April 22nd, Saturday, April 2nd, here in Atlanta. So if you are interested in joining us for that, if you're a new live stream viewer, if you haven't heard about it, if you forgot and this is just your reminder and you checked your calendar and you said, yep, I can go, fill out this link that we're dropping in the chat to reserve your spot. It's totally free to attend. You don't have to pay anything. You can just show up. It's free to attend. Saturday, April 22nd here in Atlanta. Totally free to attend seminar. Come meet us in Atlanta. It'll be a lot of fun. But with that, let's go ahead and turn it over to Nick and check out some charts.
All right. Thank you, James, for that introduction. And hello, happy Monday to everybody. Welcome back to another week here. We are going to jump into some chart analysis. And one thing that has obviously caught the attention of markets here today is the tear to the upside that the US dollar has shown today. So you can see a massive break to the upside here. In fact, taking out all levels of resistance that we had going into the last session in last week's move. So you can see we had resistance completely get broken out. And you have to ask the question, is this a dollar bullish trend beginning? Or is this something we just need to be cautious of before this thing inevitably rolls over? As you guys have known, the dollar has been very, very weak recently. And, we continue to watch this one going into this week, watching the dollar to see if this dollar move, to the downside is going to continue. So if we take a look at this, the dollar trend on the 4-hour chart has been to the downside, right? So we're looking at DXY. This is the US dollar index, and it continues to push further and further to the downside here. So this pop today, in my personal opinion, has a lot to prove itself. I mean, I think that in actuality, I think that this may actually be an opportunity to short the dollar, and perhaps maybe not the dollar itself. I have a couple things that I want to look at today to see if I can find a trade. But in terms of just a technical perspective, the US dollar had an impressive breakout here to the upside, though we do have, like I said, resistance points overhead we've got to be cautious about. So a couple levels to think about is the 103 mark, which is a major level of resistance. So you have this 103 level and the 103.3 level. Both of these off the 4-hour chart look like opportunities, in my view, to mostly be on the short side. Despite some of this short-term bullishness coming in, I think that the trend is still intact here for the dollar downside. It just short-term has a little bit of room to run. So to be completely fair, I think that the bulls, to their credit, may have more room to squeeze up higher here. Like we may be heading up to that 103 mark in the short term. So it could be an interesting one to watch today. Now, I'll give you guys my take on it. I was trailed out on my gold trade. So a quick update on the gold idea. You guys who were watching the streams last year, I got long gold and I was able to take a profit. We trailed out of this trade and we're all out of there today. So I am going to go ahead and have to reset my charts here for gold. We made some money on the way up. Again, hey, making money is making money. Even if we didn't see the continuation that I was thinking we would, it's okay. We broke that 2,000 mark, and that was really sort of my line of defense, right? I wanted to see 2,000 hold well for the bulls, and when it did not, it was time to move on here. So if we're taking a look at the 4-hour chart on the gold market, we'll take a look here. The question is this trend completely dead? I don't think so. I think that there may just be an opportunity to potentially re-enter gold going forward. We'll have to watch that. It currently does not have a positive score on the edge finder enough to give us another bullish reading. So I'm kind of just hesitant watching to see what the price does. But if price does come down into like 1980 and it shows some resilience there may be an opportunity to get long gold again. So I'm not entirely out of the mindset of gold still going higher, but I'm going to be cautious and wait for it. I'll show you guys a chart, however, that I have two trades that I want to show you, or two charts. SPX 500, I am very close to possibly getting into a trade here. I mentioned, or I marked up this chart last week, and sure enough, price came right down to our level. So I actually might have an opportunity here to get long S&P 500. I really like this one. Of course, if you're wondering what broker I will trade this on, I personally trade using Webull. In the US, I can't trade CFDs on a Forex broker. So if I want to trade the S&P, I either have to do it on through ETF, which is what I do on the stock exchange, or I can trade futures. So I actually really like the S&P 500 long, so much so that I think I might actually take a trade here on camera. Let me do that actually. Give me 1 second. I'm going to find my Webull account. Actually, you know what? I might not be able to do that right now. Hold on. I have a trade. Oh, yes, I can. Hold on. Give me a second. Off camera, I'm going to be setting this up. Bear with me. In fact, let's see. Where are we at? Are we, let's see. If James, if you could jump in for a second and fill us in on the commercial break, I might do that and might set up my charts while you do that. Just give me 1 second here. I'm pulling up my my Webull account and everything, getting that situated. So let's see what I want to do here.
Yeah, so while Nick is doing that, we are going to talk about one of our favorite sponsors. They're all our favorites, so they are one of our favorite sponsors, Superfunded. Thanks, Nick. A1 Trading is excited to finally announce our official partnered prop firm, and we've got a pretty awesome offer for A1 Trading fans today. Superfunded is a new prop firm to enter the space that is looking to fund profitable Forex traders. So if you have the skills but lack the capital, Superfunded is the answer. With Superfunded, traders are able to take an examination to prove their trading skills and have up to 90 days to pass. Superfunded is ideal for both swing traders and day traders and even allows their traders to hold positions over the weekend. Superfunded is a funding program powered by 8cap. These guys right here, 8cap, Superfunded is sponsored by them, or a subsidiary of 8cap. So created by traders for traders. If you're looking to get funded, check out their examination today and get 10% off the examination fee when you use discount code A1 Trading. You can click the link down in the description below to get started. Superfunded is a new prop firm to enter the space. We are super excited to be sponsored by them and working with them. They have all different kinds of account examinations with different account sizes. So you can the account sizes that have that are a lot bigger are a little more expensive, but then you can get ones that are a little cheaper that aren't quite as big funded accounts. But regardless of whichever examination you decide to take, you can get 10% off that examination fee when you use the discount code A1 Trading. So thank you to Superfunded. Go check them out in the link in the description below. And let's see, Nick, can you give me a thumbs up if you are ready? Nick is ready, so we're going to throw it back over to him.
All right. Thank you, James, for taking over there for a second, guys. I am getting situated on my S&P 500 trade. So let me, so I am long. Let me pull this up. So again, I told you guys I trade when I want to trade like the S&P 500. I just took this trade. This is an SPY trade, or the S&P 500 trade. I'm going to get this signal sent out to the group. So bear with me as I get this written up. So let me get my analysis here on the screen. I'm going to take a quick screenshot just so we have that for reference for members. Guys inside of the Discord, if you guys are with us in the signals group, bear with me here. I'm getting everything situated. I am going long the S&P 500. I've been waiting on this trade for a while, so I'm excited I finally have it. So here it is. And then also, let me get the Edge Finder pulled up. We've got a busy stream and busy week to go off of here. So I'm going to get long S&P 500 here. We've got a score of +3 on the Edge Finder. This is a nice bullish reading here for us in terms of bias. What I really like here is that, you know, retail traders piling into the short side of the S&P 500. I love that idea of getting long against that. So I'm just getting checking all my boxes here and going to do my analysis here with you guys live on camera. I haven't been doing this very often on live streams anymore because it is incredibly stressful just to try and like continue the show while I also do my trading and setups and analysis. But I'm going to try and do my best here. So please be patient with me. So I am going long the I'm sorry, not the gold market, the S&P 500. I've got my trade entry all situated. Let's just full screen Discord for a second. So I'm going to do my analysis here really quick. Going long on today's pullback. I believe this may be a nice buying opportunity with the Federal Reserve laying down its weapons. I'm going to put that in quotes because, of course, they're not actually laying down any weapons. They're laying down their monetary policy weapons with potentially more dovish monetary policy to come. Rate hikes slowing / cuts potentially coming later this year. Okay, so that's kind of the fundamentals, but then also I like the technical pullback to support. Stop loss is just below market structure. Strong uptrend on the 4-hour / daily chart. And Edge Finder positive score, retail sentiment very short biased, bullish indication. Okay, that is out. Those of you guys who are inside of the Discord channel, I just shared that for you. So if you guys are in the VIP group, you guys can keep an eye on this. I will be doing updates, so you can see I don't have a target on my trade. I will be trailing stops. I'll be looking to see what I can do there. For those of you guys who are members, keep an eye on this channel. I have 2 trades open. It has been a busy morning in terms of opening positions. The other trade I've got, I shared the signal this morning. Let's see how GJ is doing. So GBP JPY is a trade I am long on. And hey, there we go. Got a good little start to this trade. Took a small position on GJ off the retest of this zone, mostly a 30-minute chart trade. And actually, look at that. Beautiful start to the trade. Congrats to those of you guys who are catching some of this GJ action. Went long in the group today on that one. So very, very good stuff so far. Rafal says hashtag weapons. Yes, indeed. The monetary policy weapons at work. Honestly, so 2 trades today, guys. I am long GBP JPY and long SPX 500. Chandler, the producer, has us all set with the positions tracker down below already. He is on it today. So thank you to Chandler and to James for helping me out on the stream as always. Guys, we've got some time here. We're going to do lots of chart analysis before our next guest comes on the show. So yes, again, updates to positions. I am long SPX 500 and I am long GBP JPY. So there are my 2 trades, both kind of oriented risk on, right? If you think about it, GBP JPY tends to have a positive expectancy when the stock market is a little bit more optimistic, as the yen is sort of that safe haven, right? So people buy the Japanese yen when they're fearful about markets. Well, the Japanese stock market is flying high today. Let's take a look at that together. For those of you guys who are not familiar, you have Japanese JP225. This is the Japanese stock market. And you can see the JP225 really solid start to the day. Look at this, guys. This is a 30-minute chart of the Japanese 225 index flying high here today. And again, this shows the sentiment going out of the yen and into the market, showing some potential risk on sentiment. I don't know what's going on. My trading view is super, super slow right now. So bear with me as I sort that out. I'm not sure what's going on there. So again, S&P 500, I am long biased on this one. Let's take a look at some other markets here while we're going. So I mentioned I'm no longer in the gold trade. I trailed out for a profit on gold and watching this one. By the way, guys, if you would like to see the signals being shared, I'm going to do something special for you real quick while my trading view decides to slow down or freak out. Let's do something real quick. We're going to drop a link in the chat to send a message to one of our support representatives here at A1 Trading. If you guys want to join the signals group, if you want to see the trades being shared throughout the week between myself, Frank, and Ivan, we do that inside of the Discord. It is part of our educational service. If you would be interested in getting those alerts to your phone, we are doing a massive 40% off sale. And if you message us right now, we'll tell you about the even bigger secret discount that is going on. So you can get more than 40% off. All you do is you click the link that was just dropped in the chat there, send us a direct message, click that link, click chat here, and tell me about your discounts. If you do this, someone from my team is going to tell you about an even bigger discount that is offered for a limited time right now. If you'd like access to the Discord server, or if you want access to our software, the Edge Finder, both of those are on huge sale right now. And do not miss that. If you've been thinking about joining us in the Discord or getting access to our software, it is the best price of the entire year. We're doing that sale right now, so don't miss it. So yeah, just click that link. Click tell me about your discounts, and someone from our team will hook you up with the best price you're ever going to get to join our group. Yeah, let me just refresh my page on I don't know what's going on with my trading view. It is having a freak out session here. The only complaint I have about trading view, and there's not many, is that it is a pretty hefty application. And I don't know if maybe it's just because I'm streaming or something additional, but I guess sometimes it happens even when I'm not streaming. TradingView can be a hefty application, or browser. It demands a lot of computer power sometimes. So I'm not sure. I mean, obviously, I wonder if there would be a way for TradingView to offer some sort of like, purposefully opt out of some of the things that are more demanding off of their software, so that you don't have to like, have a supercomputer to run it. It seems to come back now. Honestly, I shouldn't be complaining. It is probably the best. Well, actually, I would say it is the best application for charting and that sort of thing in my personal view. I love TradingView. So again, guys, I am long S&P 500 here this morning. Took that trade, shared inside the Discord just now. And yeah, I am long GJ, long SPX 500. And again, here is I took the trade on my Webull account, took 60 shares long SPY, about a $24,000 purchase. For those of you guys who are stock savvy, this is nothing too significant in terms of the overall account size. It's a little different. People who trade Forex, they're like, wait, what do you mean 24,000? Basically, when you buy shares, shares, at a certain price per share, and in order for you to like risk 1% of that, right? If it was 24,000, you might buy, you would just do the percentage a little differently than like lot size calculation, but essentially it is trading the same assets, just a little different in terms of execution. So yes, guys, I am currently, let's go over that GJ trade. I kind of briskly mentioned that. I shared that one inside of the group this morning. Let's pull up GJ and talk a little bit why I really do like this trade to the long side. So Edge Finder's giving it a +5 score. COT data, guys, I want to talk about this. The pound was a little forgiven in the most recent reporting from the Edge Finder's COT tracker. What I find very fascinating about the GBP thing is, I don't know if you guys remember, if you've been watching closely with the pound pairs, then you know that institutional interest has been very, very short. Like I'm talking at some point, I think it was like in the 20s, like 28% short. I'm sorry, 28% long, and then like 80 or like 70+% on the short side. Well, we've seen that swing, the pendulum swing a little bit with the pound short interest. However, what we have not seen let off is the very heavy short position on the Japanese yen. So today I am taking the pound long, and I'm shorting that Japanese yen alongside institutional traders who carry a very, very high short interest on the Japanese yen. Okay, so that's kind of part of the reason. So again, when I take trades, we talk about this very often on the channel. We talk about, of course, we take a look at charts. We look at the same, core stuff. We look at support and resistance, supply and demand, whatever you'd like to call them. We use trends. We use market structure. We use price action. We use all those things to find good trades. But it does not stop there, because again, I think that price action can be an excellent source of finding trade opportunities. But I like to combine it with bigger picture stuff. So I just mentioned something a little bit. I talked about the institutional interest on these currencies. Well, again, we get this from the COT data. We import it into the software, and then we're able to look at what that interest is looking like. So right now you've got GBP 43% long, 56% short, but look at it compared to the Japanese yen. It's all about comparison when it comes to currency pairs. We're looking at one currency, we're looking at the other, and where do you want to bet? That is what we are ultimately trying to do as currency traders. We're looking at a very heavy short interest from institutional traders. But not only that, retail traders are very much short pound Japanese yen, meaning that retail traders on average here are favoring the yen over the pound. Okay, we get this from client sentiment. And what's very, very interesting here is that when we see this, what that often leads to is retail traders trying to sell a strong trend, right, to the upside. Or in the market, if the market was selling off, they'd be going very heavily long. It's just the pattern that we see so often. And I'll show you guys that if you're looking at the season, I'm sorry, not the seasonality. We can come back to seasonality. Let's talk about retail sentiment for a second, guys. Take a look at this with me here. So if we take a look at the pound USD, this is a good example. Okay, pound USD right now has a very heavy short interest, 60% of positioning to the short side. Well, if we go take a look at the pound, this chart looks pretty dang good. If you take a look at the daily chart, look at this. Market's been trending to the upside. Now we've had a little bit of a pullback here in the most recent movements. But again, guys, this is a chart where retail traders have been shorting this thing for weeks. Okay. And we've tracked that. If you go back in the live streams and watch them, we've talked about this pound move for weeks now. The retail traders are shorting this move, and institutional money, you know, has been also interesting. I'm not sure, actually, I can't quote, don't quote me on pound USD. We haven't tracked the institutionals nearly closely enough, but paying attention to the retail is interesting. We could flip it around and take a look at another example, guys, to the long side. AUDUSD, retail traders, what are they doing? They are buying the Australian dollar, okay? And look at what's happened here. The Australian dollar, they've been buying this for a long time. They've been buying this chart for a long time. And as this market continues to go lower, retail traders continue to build long positions and get stopped out for big losses. This is a recurring theme in the Forex market that we have studied for years here on the channel. Okay, so if you guys, keep an eye on retail sentiment. I'm telling you, it's very useful information to keep an eye on this. If you want to pause the video, feel free to take a look at any currency pair. If you look at Euro to USD, dollar yen, dollar CAD, or if you look at gold or you look at oil, we have sentiment on all of those things. So again, a very useful thing. We need to take a look at the Smart Money Tracker. It is a Monday. It's a good time to do an updated view of what big money is buying and selling right now. And we can see that in terms of the COT report, institutional money, very long. I showed you guys that Japanese stock market. Look at this. Look at this, guys. JP225, institutional contracts, very long. And look at what's happening to JP225. Not something I personally trade very often at all. But look at this. It seems that institutional money was loading the boat and now is making big money. Again, we track this stuff every day on camera, on the live stream. We are tracking institutional positioning through the COT report data that we get on the Smart Money Tracker, on the Edge Finder. JP225 has been on this list for a while, and now you can see big money making their move. JP225 to the upside, very strong today. US oil also very long, and gold still very long. Euro very long exposure, dollar exposure long. These are things that are generally overall institutional money is long on. So very interesting to pay attention there. Now on the flip side, again, I mentioned I'm short the Japanese yen. Japanese yen, very heavily short by institutional traders as well. CAD as well, CHF. Okay, so if I'm looking at this, and then I also take a look at retail sentiment, I can get an idea of what positioning is looking like across the board from professionals and amateurs. If you guys want access to this data, we are, like I said, doing our biggest sale of the year right now. If you want access to this, it is a one-time fee. We do not charge subscriptions or anything like that. If you're interested in getting that, we're going to drop one more time in the chat a link to get access to our software for our 1-year anniversary sale. If you send a message to us, it is going to be an extra discount for you. So what we're doing here is if you, we want people to send us a message because we want to chat with people. We want to make sure people get trained in the software so they fully understand how to use it. If that's something you'd be interested in, click the link, click tell me about your discounts, and ask us about, it's called the Edge Finder. Ask about the Edge Finder, and one of our software specialists will help you out with getting access to the tool. One of our support reps is in the office right now. We are a software company, so we build tools for traders, and I want you to get your access. If you've been thinking about it, now is the time to get the best price of the entire year. So again, there you go. I am continuing to hold on to currently 2 positions. I've got GJ long. How's that one doing? So here is your 30-minute chart. So price came down. I picked it up here. Edgefinder had a bullish bias on it. I picked it up long. And if we can get a move back to the previous highs and beyond, my goal is to trail stops here, lock in something on this trade just to see if I can capture a little bit more out of this one. So again, floating just a small profit here so far. We'll watch this one to see if it can move a little bit more. What's the difference between JP225 versus JPY? Mighty King, thank you very much for the question there. To answer your question, JP225 is the Japanese stock market. It is an index that tracks Japanese stocks, like Toyota and things like that. So you can trade that. That is, of course, on the futures market as well. So that is an option out there. Japanese yen is, of course, their currency. It's like the US dollar versus like the S&P 500. So yeah, guys, we're going to bring in Frank here. We're going to see what Frank is looking at here today. Frank, what's going on, man?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. What's the latest? What are you watching in the markets today?
I was just listening into you, and I agree with the solely based on COT and smart money. I'm gonna look at heavy commodity entries soon, just because the amount of interest going into things like gold and oil, um, it's just kind of, I don't know, it's a big indication of something's up with the dollar and risk off and or risk on pairs in general. So I'm looking at oil, and its recent gap up is kind of concerning, but just looking at commodities in general and seeing what smart money is trying to do with it, because it's so heavily long on those things. And then
Mhm.
you also see it kind of getting rid of other things like USD, or not really, but just not really touching USD, but getting rid of like the markets like NASDAQ and
Right.
S&P and
So if you're
just
looking at commodities, you say you're a buyer of commodities. What would you be looking for if you're looking at something like oil? Would you be looking for like a breakout above structure? What would cue you to look for a potential entry on something like oil or gold or something?
so oil and gold tend to consolidate a lot, and they don't make decisive moves every single day.
Right.
So I think it's for me, I'm gonna have to look for like a break in recent highs or whatnot, and that spike or that gap up is probably what's keeping price at bay for a little bit, and investors are just looking at where things are going to go from here. So just eyeing oil right now. It's like, what is that? The second most, yeah. COT is most interested in the Japanese stock market index, and then gold second. So big interest there, and they've been doing this for the past like several weeks. Gold
Right.
is the same way. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
Frank, I
so
thought
just
that
looking
was
at
very
those.
interesting. You mentioned the Japanese stock exchange. So that one has quietly been up high on the COT data for the last couple weeks, which I find really interesting because then when you look at JP225 now, suddenly you have the move starting, it seems. So you had, I'm sorry, hold on, let me pull this up. JP225. You have sort of a jump in the Japanese yen. I'm sorry, the Japanese current stock market all of a sudden. So it's very weird because you saw this sort of accumulate for several months, then suddenly materialize into a big move. So it's kind of interesting how, big money is a little bit slower to act in some ways. They've got to build positions for a while than maybe you and I, who are able to sort of jump in and out of trades pretty quick. I just thought that was interesting going into this week. And so you're long biased on commodities. Anything else you're watching?
Yeah, so because of oil being so heavily interested with smart money, I'm looking at lots of CAD pairs, and specifically CAD yen, just because yen is heavily shorted and one of the weakest currencies as of late. Um, and their their momentum on the daily chart looks promising. It's
Mhm.
still overall in a downtrend, but this breaking of the trend line going down for the second time is just a good indication that like things are investors are trying to push this price up, and I don't know, maybe the start of like a new shift in direction. So that's
Sure.
what I'm looking at right now is CAD. Even though CAD is not one of the strongest, it's actually one of the weakest according to the Smart Money tracker. So, but just because of oil's strength, CAD follows with that. So there's
Sure.
that CAD yen, and then Kiwi CAD. It's been kind of in this downtrend for since the year started, basically back in December 2022. I mean, you could call it a flag pattern, but every single time prices completed its move to the downside. And so just looking at a lot of technical setups, I think that this pair is probably going to come down lower. And if it doesn't complete this move to the bottom of that channel, then I think it at least has some room to go, you know, several legs down, maybe
Yeah.
another, close to a percentage point lower. So we'll see.
Yep, I can see that for sure. Yeah, and watching the NZD pairs, I haven't really kept up with them nearly as much recently. I've been very closely watching the dollar and the Japanese yen, and then of course, our usual stuff: gold, S&P. Markets are of course always changing and always interesting. This week is a really big week. Frank, we were talking with James earlier about the double whammy that we have on Wednesday. We have CPI numbers and meeting minutes from the Federal Reserve. So a very, very interesting week. We'll definitely have to get you back and get your opinions then. So thank you for coming on the show, and we'll see you back next time, man. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Yes. So we've got to pivot now. We've got to bring in our next guest here. We're bringing in Mr. Eivindfx, who comes on once a week. Ivan, what's going on, man? How are you?
It's going great. It's great.
Good. Yeah, so you heard me just mentioning we have two very big events happening on Wednesday. We have the CPI number reporting, as well as the meeting minutes from the Federal Reserve. Do you have any thoughts going into this week? Do you have any biases? Do you have trades, or are you waiting to see what the reaction is to those events?
You brought me in on a bank holiday, so I don't know. You tell me. I was enjoying my my
Hey,
late
it
lunch.
just
So I
shows your
was thinking
dedication
like,
to the craft, Ivan. You're dedicated enough to be here. We appreciate you, and we just have all been waiting for this moment to get your take. So what is the take? We've got to hear it.
okay. I'm just glad the yen pairs are rising. I saw this morning that UADA, they said they're going to keep their moral policy the same. They're going to still going to keep it loose. Everything is going to be great. So things are going higher. So why not? That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah,
That's
the
what I'm
yen.
happy about today.
Yeah, I thought that was a very interesting story here this morning. You have the Japanese stock market. There was some news. I can't remember what I saw. It was something that was very, very optimistic for the Japanese market. Stock market there exploded here this morning, and then again with that yen strength sort of fell apart. So I'm with you. I'm on the same trade. I've got that GJ trade long, and then it'll be very interesting to see if that can persist throughout this week with, again, so many things coming up in terms of reporting. But I'm with you. For now, yen weakness it seems to be wanting to stick. So we'll see how it goes.
So yeah, that's the story that I have. I've been very scared of the weekend actually because I saw, was it China having some breach of some Taiwanese waters? I'm like, okay, gold is going up, and then I saw some other risk off things. I'm like, maybe all the interest going to come down now, but please,
Yeah.
it didn't. So I'm glad.
What was the stuff with China? Was it just putting military boats somewhere?
Military boats crossing into Taiwanese waters. I don't know how many was it? Wasn't 50 or something? I
Oh,
just
wow.
saw it flash. I'm like, I don't know
Yeah,
if I like.
very interesting. That would be just what the market did not need to happen, would be to be another major thing. It's been a crazy couple of years, right? You had COVID, you have the inflation problem, the bond market crashing. I think we're hopefully due for a little bit of a less turmoil period of time. But we'll see if that wants to happen. It's not up to us. We are here purely reacting to what's going on. So, Ivan, what charts outside of the yen crosses? Do you have anything else you're watching? You mentioned gold a little bit. What do you think there?
Oh wow! I think it. I was imagining it should go it should go higher. So we had like buy above 1900 when it spiked on Tuesday last week or Monday last week. So yeah, I'm still thinking about it. Should potentially go a bit higher at least, and then maybe fall around Wednesday. But we have CPI tomorrow. I'm not so sure, but if there is CPI tomorrow, that's going to be a big kicker.
Right.
So I'll probably be out before that.
Yeah, yes, and I believe it's CPI is Wednesday, and watching for that report will of course be very, very heavily anticipated. We had jobs numbers Friday that came out, about as expected, and the lowest in quite a while. So it'll be very interesting to see how or if that has impacted the CPI month over month. And yeah, gold will of course be very closely watching that. The market will be paying attention to what CPI has for us. So yeah, I think gold for me, I'm loosely bullish. I'm also bullish on the S&P 500, as I mentioned earlier, tentatively, cautiously, but watching to see how everything plays out with that.
Yeah. Okay.
What's your thoughts? What's your take? Are you a buyer or seller of the S&P?
Technically right now, okay, because it went too fast and now it's paused and now it's coming down again. So like I normally lose in that situation. You normally
Sure.
just tank on me. So that's why I'm like, I don't want to be in that situation. But yeah. Yeah, so I believe that we're gonna go into soon, maybe later in April, we're gonna go into a risk-off market where we are pricing in recession before the recession comes, and then we're gonna go higher again. So I think that we may peak soon or dropping down a bit more. I don't know how much that's gonna drop before we go higher, but that's at least that's a theory that I have in my mind.
Yep. Part of my thought process on the S&P, just in terms of a price action standpoint, is that okay, the yen weak, the Japanese stock market optimistic, and there's a little bit of a potential that before big news on Wednesday, the market may sort of just rebalance a little bit and have a short-term move to the upside. So we'll see if I'm right about that. Again, my stop is below structure if it does break, but again, some of the same contributing factors to Japanese yen weakness could be considered bullish for JP225 and possibly bullish for the markets. We'll see though. It's a little bit of a it's like Game of Thrones out here, so it goes all directions. But yes, Ivan, I'm going to leave you to do your segment
Yeah,
here.
all right.
Before I do step out, let me remind everybody, if you guys don't already follow Ivan on his own social medias, he does have a YouTube channel here where you guys can keep up to date with him. And he also does coaching within side of our Discord group. So he is one of our head coaches, one of our head traders here at A1 Trading. If you are not already familiar with Ivan, if you are a member, make sure to hit him up, send him a DM, send him a message, say hello. He does all sorts of good coaching stuff. So if that would be beneficial to you, make sure to do that and click his link in the chat if you'd like to check out his channel. Ivan, have a great stream. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you very much.
See ya.
Everyone. Well, happy holidays for those who are holidays. I'm still on holidays, so this is gonna be a fun stream. I hope it's gonna be because I'm pretty rested now. So what can you do to improve your trading? What can you do to improve your analysis? What can you do to improve your statistics? And what is your statistics it is your trades you've already taken, already closed out. And when you're going into, let's say, the market and you're thinking, well, Ivan, what about the current market we're currently in? On yen pairs from now until 18th, give or take, we have seasonality wise a very strong uptrend. Okay, that is your theory. Okay, if that's a theory, fine, we can do that theory. If we go into Aussie yen, for example, as I just showed you, does that theory fit the current market? Well, the market went from 24th and the bottom was 24th on seasonality, but it has a deeper pullback. Why did it have a deeper pullback? Because we came out of RBA with maybe peaking interest rates. That is important, okay? Now, if you are a buyer of USDN going forward until 19th of April, what are you going to do on USDN? You're still going to look for buys going forward, and that is something you have to work on. And the fear base that some of you guys are trading off is, what do I do now? Okay, hear me out. If your theory is yen weakness, which you have all the reasons for in this world at the moment, I would argue. Okay, how do you technically then get in? Did you get in on this morning? Did you buy after a new higher high, higher low? Did you buy there? Aggressive entry, by the way. Did you enter there? Secondly, did you enter tomorrow's trade? Have you entered tomorrow's trade? Now I talk about tomorrow's trade a lot because that is future, right? And when you're talking about today's trade, what is tomorrow's trade? Sorry, wrong words. That is coming back down to this support or lower, but not lower than this, but than this low. So your area of possibility should be in this box here between 88.50 and 88 flat. Now that is continuing to hold your bias, continuation to trade whatever you believe, even though it fell down a ton of bricks. You have now again the potential to buy. So you might find me buying Aussie yen tomorrow or within the next few days and I will post that in Discord. So that is that. Now, what are we going to do next on that? Well, okay. That was 1 hour, by the way, sorry. Okay, so what's my targets? Previous high, 90, 46, pretty much. It doesn't need to be more difficult than that. And what did I do that I want you to do in your trading? One, I did not use emotions. Number two, I did not use a lot of fancy things. I just said price action. Okay, I just said seasonality. I used fundamentals, which is kind of like guiding pins in my trading. Nothing fancy, nothing like, oh, it's CPI going to be tomorrow, what is going to happen, or is Powell going to speak, what's going on? Doesn't matter. There's three pillars that's driving price. There is seasonality, there's fundamentally, there is sentiment, and there is, well, sentiment also goes into geopolitical stuff. And then that shows technically on the market. That's what I believe, at least. So once you go through all of those steps, some of you enter that or exit that kind of, you don't really know what does it mean, you become confused. And I talked to this person today in a Zoom meeting, and the person was confused because where's the market going to go? What am I going to do? And then what tends to sometimes happen, not necessarily this person, but there tends to be a higher high, and then you buy there. And then that doesn't apply to me if I always buy support. But for one person that I can help out today with getting rid of this fear is I just wait for tomorrow. That includes every single one of us here. Just wait for tomorrow. Wait for this. Tomorrow is my tomorrow, which is London Open tomorrow. And London and tomorrow for Asia, and tonight for US, meaning that whenever you have the rise, that's what you want to see. Because once you buy here, for example, in this area, do you have a higher high here? No, you don't. Do you have a higher here? No, you don't. But you're thinking about, because it looks like, well, come down to a good price. But I talk to you guys a lot of times in my mentorshipping, which, the link, well, actually, I just want to say that if somebody has been proposing as me apparently for a month or so and wants to charge you $500 for my mentorship, that's not my price. My price is first of all, it's on Eivindfx.com. Second of all, if I talk to you about 500, I've never talked to anyone about 500. That's not my price. My price is $369 for 3 months. Okay, so way below. Anyways, continue. In those mentorship classes, or in the VIP for that matter, is patience. It is discipline. It is just waiting, and it's so difficult for somebody. Okay, there's number two. That is one pair. Let's go through gold, for example. So I'll see you in for tomorrow. I'm gonna wait for London Open to buy, most likely. I hope I'll be live then, so we can go through together. What about this gold trade here? So we came down to 1990. I want this to happen way differently. I would even argue that this is an invalid trade at this point, because I wanted to see that happening again like that. That would be an invalid trade for me. But now we are back down again. What am I going to do? I'm going to add more rules to the sauce before I buy, because I know gold can continue falling, meaning that going forward, I would want to see either a higher high like this, or if it falls further, I would then want to see a reversal. Okay. Now you might say, Ivan, your strategy sucks, or Ivan, your whatever you do sucks. Okay, go back test. Don't take my word for it. You don't need to like my strategy. I just want to keep it simple. I just want you to wait for a price to actually go higher and not buy downtrends, what is currently a small downtrend on the 1 hour. I don't want you to be in that trade. I want you to be when 1 hour goes higher. 1 hour shows you the direction. That also means that you need to give away some pips at the bottom, but that's totally fine. That is totally fine. Euro USD has been selling for the past 3 hours, and dollar is having a major rally. Prodigy FX. Okay, cool. So if we go over to euro, what is currently happening? Okay, what happened? I don't know. I think it was in A1 meeting last week. I think it was A1 meeting. I took a profit on a trade. That was on a different account. At 19, can it be 1950 or something? 1950 or something? What has happened ever since then? Price has fallen. Okay. Price fell. We didn't go to 110. Okay. We are having quite a deep pullback now. What has happened in the past is that it has risen really fast, going back forward, going higher. Okay. So what is the seasonality for euro in April? Pretty bad. It is averagely pretty bad. Okay. So currently we have a new lower low. Okay. Currently new lower low. Nothing to discuss there. Okay. Does that mean that you, as a buyer of euro dollar, are going to buy? Yes, but with a words of modification, meaning that you need to see a reversal. If you're a seller of euro, can you sell price coming back up to this high here of 109, just short of 109? Can you sell that one? The answer to that is normally no. Where do I find the link to buy the membership? If you're on A1 Discord channel, there is plenty of links there. There is discount courses in there. If you don't, it is on that. It's the wrong one. Sorry. My loud. You can take it away if you don't want me to put their shank counter. So the first link was bad. Sorry. Cheaper is not always better. That's true. That's true. So the same thing with the euro. Are we in a position right now in euro where we can buy? Let me ask you a question. Are we at the bottom of a reversal? Are we about to reverse trend to go higher? No, we are not. We are in a continuation trade. In a continuation trend on euro, are we at support? Yes. A support. Is it good support? Maybe not. Let me not test this water because it might be quicksand. I don't like quicksand because it can take you down. So I want to see something similar where you have it rises above these highs here and then maybe come back. That's a maybe. But right now you are in a less positive and less positive, less good English and Norwegian. I can just do Norwegian one. You can find translation later. You are basically in a less of a good opportunity at the moment. It is not where you want things to be. So, hands off. Where's my other hand? I can't find my other hand. There's my other hand there. I wouldn't buy in this situation. If you're a seller in euro, if you take that 109, 108.90 sell, aggressive sell. That's an aggressive sell. Is dollar rising today a word of, oh, we are bullish? No. Dollar pulling back now is not a bullish trend. Can you buy now? If you have the pullback on dollar, yes, you can buy, but it's aggressive. It's number one trade. It's the trade that you're most likely going to lose on. But if you see another reversal that I want you guys to take instead, what is like the perfect reversal that I want you guys to do all the time is, okay, maybe this is a reversal then. Let's do that. It's not the best one in this world, but point being, previous high is broken there. After it's broken, I want price to come back down again, either to here, which it did. It's very aggressive, or it can come back down to here, which is very conservative, or it can go all the way back down here and then continue on. Okay, those are all your possibilities. Now, this was very aggressive reversal, but it still talks about the same thing. You know, this is another reversal we can do in dollar. You know, comes back, comes down, goes higher, breaks the previous one, goes higher here, comes back down again to a very conservative, good pullback, goes higher again, comes back down to a conservative pullback, and then boom. Where's your buy entries? This is number one, this is number two. Do we have that currently on dollar? No, we don't. We haven't passed the previous high yet, so we are still very early, meaning sellers are still able to push down price. Yeah. Where am I? Use the yen. I'm sorry, Ayab, Saleh. I will look at use the yen now. Okay. All right. Okay. I cannot remember for the life of me what I've said about USDN before. So previous buys is about erased from my brain because maybe a bit too little coffee in the morning, but good enough. Yada, good with vacation. I love it sometimes. So it's going higher. Okay, yen is weak, dollar is strong. Okay, we go higher. Was that supposed to be happening? If you're dollar bullish, yes. So what was this about? Okay, let's do the same reversal technique we just did. Okay, that is the previous high. Okay, it breaks on that candle there, or closes above, and then it comes all the way down to that is the aggressive, that is the conservative, and that is maybe not double bottom, maybe even, yeah, it comes down very deep. Is that a valid reversal trade? Yes, it is. Why is it a valid reversal trade? Because it did not make a new lower low. Okay, it did not make a new lower low, and that is the whole point. If it makes a new lower low, it's a continuation of bearish trend. Your reversal didn't work out. Fine, take a loss, move on, do something else. So, could you have foreseen this, Ivan? Yes, you could have, because the clue was given on Wednesday, 29th of March. So it's a long period. It's 10 days or 11 days. I don't know how many days is it. 31st? That's a Friday. It's a whole week to wait for that pullback. A whole week wait for that pullback. And then now we are higher. Now it's gone. Now you're just picking up the crumbs. Okay? So I want you to prepare for that. I want you to prepare is the English word for it. That pullback, and that pullback. Those are equally, in my book, allowed to buy. Fine. So put that into any pair you want. Do that again, then again, then again. So we have a new higher high on yen pairs. Okay, what are you gonna do? You're gonna pick up some crumbs, maybe in English, maybe a follow-up trade tomorrow on London Open-ish, maybe, like this one here, and then yeah, that's that. but this is when it's going for today. So whatever price is going to end up, and then it's going to pull back something, and then we can pick it up tomorrow. As I don't know at this point what the price should be tomorrow. I just know that by the end of the week we should maybe hit the 134.50, and we are racing to that price. That's all I know. Okay, so I'm in at 132.055. Good on you, bro. Good on you. Can we please look at pound dollar? Where's TP? 134.50. New Zealand dollar. We can do. Mushin, we have already done gold. Mushin, yeah. So there is a request for pound dollar. Okay. This is the same situation that we have on S&P 500. We have a drop down where after we had a bullish trend. And I have talked about this before, and we'll talk about this again. When you have a bullish trend, and the further we are away from the beginning of the trend, the higher the risk for a deeper pullback. That doesn't mean the end of the trend. You're not going to sell it because, I even said it was going to end. No, I didn't say that. I said that potential for deeper pullback at the higher we go. And right now we have gone 700 pips up from bottom. Can you expect a pullback out of 700 pips on pound dollar? Absolutely. On euro, it's around 200-300, give or take. Pound is more like 500-ish, but 700 is still. So if you have a deeper pullback on pound, meaning you can buy that if you want to. Sure, go ahead. Totally up to you. Not my opinion. Totally up to you. But I would just want you to take into consideration if you can pick it up at a better price with a reversal and everything. That is a cherry that I want you to pick. Ivan, how do I know that? How do I know it's going to happen? It happens all the time, every day. You just have to wait for it to happen. Okay. Meaning, what kind of pullback do you mean, Ivan? So for pound, previously, it has done these bottoms, okay? It has done this, all of a sudden, it goes higher. Okay, so how do I enter this market? Ivan, you enter this market, you can't buy until it makes a new high. So you basically take this pullback there, you use those highs there, and then take the new one. Well, that's not a perfect entry. I don't care. You buy where it's supposed to buy. You have a new higher high here, comes back to pullback, okay, and then it goes into range, and then that's the alarm clock, because that's probably some take profit for some kind of weeks, and then you get out, and then it falls down. If you don't get out at when before it falls, fine, but make this a new lesson. Once you have, so the pullback is here, that is okay pullback. This is okay pullback, but then you have to have a high and continuation. Just as you had here, you had higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. And when we come down here, it gives you a warning. It's now not making a micro low on the 1 hour, meaning that alarm bells are starting to ring, and then you try to go higher, failed, get out. Why would you get out of there? Because now we come back to the same price as your entry. We haven't made a higher high. We have gone into a range. And short term, we are now longer bullish. We're now going into a range. And that is where a lot of people fail. Okay? Because price goes down. Did you trade today? It's bank holiday. I want to go through that. I'm just going to go through New Zealand dollar, and then I will talk about it. Okay, so New Zealand dollar. I was from Wednesday. I am expecting this one to fall down until mid-May. You have all been warned. It's already dropping. I thought about it last week about shorting it, New Zealand itself, by the way. So I'd also go for New Zealand yen, New Zealand dollar, New Zealand CAD. So I'm thinking that should be happening. Now, it's already dropped down a bit for me. It's already shorting. So if I'm a dollar buyer, I would take this short soon. Currently not a good price, but we can take that into consideration. If you're a dollar bear, this is a completely horrible pair to trade. There is nowhere right now that you're making a higher high and a higher low. Okay, just have that as your song. Is this a higher high? Is this a higher low? This is currently a lower low in some kind of range, and we try to make a higher high, because the thing is that some wants to romanticize what they are seeing and what they want to see. Oh, but now we have a good price, it should go higher, and it never does. If you take gold, for example, today, and you're thinking, well, this would go higher, but it's currently making lower lows and lower highs on the 1 hour, and you're thinking to yourself, but Ivan, this one should go higher. It doesn't go higher. It doesn't go higher. Why doesn't it go higher? Because it's bearish short term. It took some profit. It went to 2032 or something, whatever the high is. Yeah, and then what does that matter? It matters because currently you don't have a bullish 1 hour trade. You have maybe a 4 hour trade, but that needs more cultivation to get around. You get my mindset here. I just need to prime you guys to always disregard and disregard bad setups. When you don't know how to do it, it's kind of like when you're trading in the zone and you're wondering, what am I gonna do here? What is my space? What do I do? And there's many people coming to me like, Ivan, how do I trade? How do I do this? I don't know. I'm new. I've been losing for 3 months now, or 6 months, or 1 year, or 3 years, or 5 years, or 10 years, or whatever it is. You wonder, why can't people just buy in bullish trends? And there is a lot to unpack. But one thing I want to unpack with you guys, and as you've understood, I do talk your psychology here. I won't put a trade on right now because I'm waiting for this one to come back down again. But in the meantime, the psychology, there's a lot of trauma. Probably not like trauma as in you have been locked up in a basement for 10 years kind of trauma, or you have been suffering under whatever, some kind of rulership or something. I'm not talking about that trauma. That's different trauma, sorry. That's next level things. But the trauma that you have in your trading, that you have past negative experiences that you can't get rid of. You entered a bad trade. You entered a losing trade. You sold when it was bullish. You bought when it was bearish. And you lost a ton of money both ways. And both of those trades are invalidating your trading plan. And then now you're feeling like the market is against you. You are not doing your job and you don't understand what your job is because you haven't cultivated what your job currently is. But you blame the market, you blame yourself, and you become scared, and you're like, what am I going to do, Raven? What am I doing? And sometimes I look at you guys and I wonder first of all, how did it get there? Secondly, how can we fix it? How can we create positive experiences? How can we make you, 10, like just in the middle? I tried to hit some tones, that I'm tone deaf apparently. So if that wasn't good, don't blame me. Go back to the manufacturer. But if you're very high here, you have a lot of euphoria. You're great. You're like, oh, Aussie yen is going higher and Euro yen is going higher. And like, what is going on? It's fantastic. Can I buy now? But you're running into resistance. I wish I wasn't on the market on Thursday, and I would say to anyone that I was on the market, that's a buy. And then I would have said on Friday, which I still wasn't there, that's a buy. And then you understand that I didn't use emotions. I didn't use, because of gold took my account. Therefore yen should take my account. Market doesn't have emotions. You have emotions. You have psychology. You are the ones that needs to be fixed. In as much as you are a shaking leaf, some of you, do you know what it takes for you to trade there? Sorry, there. How do you trade? How do you point in this camera thing? There. If you would have bought there on Friday with an FP and everything, seasonality is supposed to go higher. Fundamentally, it's supposed to go higher. And if it drops, it should only make you come back down again. And you should be buying. Because it's only fear. It's only emotions. And you need to get rid of it. How do you get rid of it? Okay, how do you buy pound yen, sir? Mr. Mushin says, what about pound yen, sir? Okay, all right. So, I'm gonna give you a couple of tips. Write these down. I'm gonna going through my courses and whatever, going through what I'm giving you for free right now. I need you to put an alert on your calendar if you're trading still next year. 24th of March. You look for bullish direction on yen pairs. I'm not going to say it's going to work this year. I'm not going to say it's going to work next year, but it worked this year. Okay. How do I know that? How do I even know that? Pound yen. I'm going to use the edge finder soon, don't worry. There's the bottom. There's the bottom. Everyone can see it. That's the bottom. Where are we currently? Still some moves left to the upside. I already knew it before it happened. So let's go into the next then. So it should peak 6th of June. It should make a bottom 20th of August. Come back to me and say, Ivan, you were absolutely insert answer. That's all I'm asking you guys to do. Insert the answer after it happens. Okay. So pound yen, euro yen, CAD yen, everything else. Come back tomorrow for a London session. I will then come back per se, but I will then make an entry because right now it's too high. I can't buy higher highs. All right. I would like to be at the bottom. And Noma, Nomsa, sorry. I would love to be a bottom. New Zealand yen, I don't want to buy New Zealand yen because it's too bearish. USD, another one is too high. All the yen pairs are too high for me to buy. But what about dollar pairs then? Okay. There might be, if you're dollar bullish, selling New Zealand dollar, buying USDCAD trade setup. That's the only thing I can think of right now. Okay. Apparently going over there. Oh, Angelo sends $2. Ivan, the best and recommended. Thank you very much. He is one of my he's one of my students, so there is absolutely him. DXY is bullish or bearish? Absolutely bearish. Short term, sorry, still bearish until it breaks above that one. So you have to take, basically 103 break above that, then become bullish. So if you are a bull on dollar, you have to just wait. Can you look at Australia, New Zealand? I can look at Australia, New Zealand. Where it is? There it is. Okay. So, if any one of you are my mentorship students, is any one of you are one of those that I've been trading with before, can some of you tell me what is this kind of setup? What is this kind of setup? Is this a break? Is this continuation? What is it? Trend line. Break and retest. Maybe Angelo knows more than that. For those who has been, Kim, Great Designs, Cecile, Raphael. From henceforth, this is a trap. I don't know what's going to continue from here. It can go higher, by the way. Sure, we can do that. Let's look for a buyer here. Mary Rogers 100. I will look at USD. I will look back at USDCAD a bit more later. This is a break of a range, but everyone has been taught if you break something, it's a break and retest, therefore it should continue down. And I can tell you now for free, that is the most ridiculous things I've seen, because I've seen more break and retest of a range. Break and retest in the trend is fantastic. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about range breakouts. And I've been like, why is people losing on range? If I go to FX Street, why are people in loss on when prices are up here and the average trade sell is down there, and you're like wondering what is going on? What is going on inside your head? It's because you have been taught, your education tells you this is going to fall. But my experience tells me the opposite. It might even tell me a third thing. It doesn't guarantee anything. And if you buy this one, hold it until it makes a new lower low. That's the only guarantee. And if you can sell this one, I know that more likely than not, you need to have you should sell. It would probably react off the 50% retracement of the range it broke out of. But I can tell you that for free, that is not a high probability trade. That's a guessing game in the dark. So for anyone trading the range breakout where you have a high momentum going down, and I bet you it's a target. If that's a green box, it's bullish. Is that a green box? Yes. That was the last straw. In most cases, that's the last straw of that bearish trend. And if you sell that, sir or madam, don't come crying to me. Don't come to me. I have warned you. In any case, that is not a place where I want to sell. And if you do that as a mentorship student, I'm gonna be mad. There is no mercy. There is no mercy. You knew very well what you did. There's no mercy. And I'll go back again and go back with you and say, what are you supposed to be doing? You're supposed to be trading reversals. You're supposed to be trading continuation of trends, and that is the end of the trend. Because where is the break of the trend? Where is the new trend? The new trend starts here. Where is the continuation? There. That's the last one. Anything beyond that is far gone. Even that last sell there, it is so far down the trench of trending markets that you might most likely going to lose. Okay, that's the place you're supposed to fight to sell, not currently. See the difference here? If you fight to buy here and sell up there, I'm not going to give you a gold mine, but I'm going to give you, if you only do that, which is 2 trades in 2023, by the way. 2 trade setups only for 2023 so far. You are going to be way more profitable. Are you going to be profitable? Not too sure. That depends on your execution. Depends on the market. Depends on a lot of that depends on a lot of information I don't have right now. But what I do have, I can do that. I do that. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm dreaming about. That's what I'm like, oh, what kind of trades can I get tomorrow? Can I get like a reversal of trend? Bring it. Give it to me. I'll take it anytime, any day. Range breakouts normally don't hold, Baggio. Absolutely true. I love that comment. So, USDCAD. I've said if you're dollar bullish, if you are bearish CAD, this one, you can look for a buy on that one tomorrow. I don't like this reversal. I think it's trying to go higher to sell again. So just get a better price off it. So you can get like 134.70 or something, and then getting higher. In my opinion, I don't like this reversal. This is not a reversal I would like to trade. So I guess what it is a fall too hard. Sellers really not getting out of the market, and then it's going to fall later. By the way, the CPI this week, so that might be a catalyst to the upside or downside. Okay, so if so, something like that going forward up to 136. I don't know if I want to take. You should at least be break even by the time it passes 136. Be break even. Let's see what happens. You might go up to 137, 138, but you're at least not losing money if it comes back down again. That's the only thing I'm asking you to do. CSF yen. I don't know their name, but I can look at it for 2 milliseconds because I'm a kind person. So tell me, who is it? I don't know your name, but your name is not there. So Swiss yen. Tell me, what's the direction? Why are you mentioning Swiss yen? Am I supposed to analyze it for you? I can analyze it for you. It's a range. It's not been trending since September. Yeah, since September 2022. So okay, then we can go by a bit more micro. We are in a bullish trend. We are at the famous bottom of 24th of March. Was the bottom? Okay, then we have buy, and then we probably have another buy here. That's all. That's a very high buy, by the way. So where was it? There should be a buy. Either there or there, depending. Right now it's too high. It can come back down again, fair enough, whatever, but it's how many pips into this new trend is it? 500 pips, yeah. So the question for you is, did you buy here, which is a very aggressive trade, or did you take that one? That's all. Can you sell it here? Absolutely not. Don't even think about it. Okay. Is that okay on Swiss yen? We are bullish. It is technically bullish. Yen is going lower. Woohoo, great. It is very late in the trend. It's later in the trend that you would normally look for a reversal. So there's no reversal. Secondly, it's a continuation trend, yes, but it is higher risk of it going down further. Afternoon, Tyrese. Yeah, I think that's how you say it. Sorry if I butcher your name. I'm sorry. I'm Norwegian and don't know everyone's name how to say it because nobody tells me in the ear. I don't have an intercom saying, "Hey, and this is how you say these names." Culture appropriate. I try my best. NZDUSD. Yeah, and Nasdaq 100, which is basically top 100 tech companies in the United States of America. I passively, meaning this one is okay, should then make a higher high. Since it doesn't make a higher high, it makes me very worried. Yeah. So is it still bearish? It's hanging on, and I really like it's really not greatly aggressively bullish anymore. And I really like that you said, is it still? Meaning you have done great analysis. I like identifying that this is no longer as we would like to see, and a new high is the only one that can make it. The other one is if it then goes lower to, I don't know, whatever the price is, look for a reversal. So right now, is this at the beginning of a new trend? No, this is maybe a beginning of a bearish trend or in the middle of a bullish trend. If it is a middle of a bullish trend, you seem to wait for our high. That is all. Must we buy Nasdaq? No. But is it bearish? No. It's absolutely not bearish. When is it bearish, you might ask yourself? It is when it's an aggressive sell entry if you sell after breaking 12,800. You can look for something like that as a seller, but aggressive. That's all. Where to sell on Swiss yen? Absolutely not, if that's what you're talking about, Anonymous. What about gold? So let's go run through the tech issues here. Number 1, number 2, number 3. Techs are really beaten up by the higher interest rates. Tech is getting beaten, will also be beaten because of the banking crisis. Though it has ever since 10th of March risen. Funny enough, since the banking crisis of Silicon Valley Bank, that was the starting day, 10th of March. It's ever gone up ever since. Secondly, if there is a reduction in expectation of CPI, this one's going to go higher. So if you have CPI tomorrow or whatever that day is, and it goes higher, great. This is going to be, a new higher high. Let's wait for the pullback and take it higher. If CPI comes out lower, that is, if it comes up higher, then tech is going to fall. Why? Because of higher interest rates. Why? Because we need to increase interest rate to lower its inflation, which in turn is also going to make it even worse for the banks. And is there a lot of banks in trouble? Apparently, that they don't necessarily want to tell us, or it doesn't tell me. I'm like there's no rolling news story about it and how many banks is in trouble, because they say everything is all right. Everything is all right. Yeah, is that right? And the next day, collapsed. And they're wondering, what on earth is going on? Even the Fed was like, everything is all right. It's all right, yeah. And the next day, they change the swaps, meaning making more dollar available so it doesn't crash the market. Make sense. Thanks. Same thought on Nasdaq. 12,800. Great. Good. Boom. Okay. Moving forward. S&P 500, same situation. If it breaks 4,060, maybe 70, 65. If it just makes a new lower low there, it's gone. As a bullish short-term trade. Good. Seasonality ever since October is to buy S&P 500 ever since October. So October is down there. That is 36,000, give or take. 3,600. Sorry, not 36,000. Somewhere around that price randomly. We are up 12% ever since that. So that is the seasonality. Buying October. up until May. Was it profitable this year? Yes, sir. Boom. That's what it is. So, moving forward, I want to do my yen pairs again. Sorry. Aussie yen too high to. Okay. Where's my camera? Please hear my finger. Okay. Number 1, Aussie yen too high to sell. No, CAD yen too high to buy. Sorry. Too high to buy. Too high to buy. Euro yen too high to buy. Pound yen too high to buy. New Zealand yen too high to buy. USD yen too high to buy. But if you get a pullback tomorrow morning at London, oh, you bet. You bet. I'll take it. TP already mentioned, bro, but okay, it says 134.50. But totally up to you, not trading advice whatsoever. That's what I would. But if you tell me a different price, bro, okay, that's your entry. Yeah. So that's all I'll say. All right, people. So if you are interested in mentorship, VIP stuff, learning more how to get your break into the right place, join Discord, join the VIP webinars, join the mentorship if you want to do that. Totally up to you. I don't really bother. Do you know what I want to do? I just want to help you guys. That's all I want to do. If I can help one person, which I know I have, into profitability, then that's my mission. My mission is just to help. And I've spent now my free day, public holiday, to be with you guys. Hope you appreciate it. Give it a like and show some appreciation. Boom. See you.
Thanks again for watching today's show. Our goal at A1 Trading is to continue to share free value to our audience through daily videos and articles, keeping you up to date with the latest market coverage. If you enjoy our content, make sure to subscribe for more. And if you're looking to get funded, check out Superfunded's examination today and get 10% off when you use the code A1 Trading. Click the link in the description below to find out more. From all of us at A1 Trading, have a great day and we'll see you next time.